Ladies and gentlemen, the umpires for today's game.
From Stony Brook Field here in Brewster, the first of back-to-back road games for the YD Red Sox. Road games number 5 and 6 on the season for YD, who take on a skidding Brewster squad that has faltered down to second to last in the East Division. Poley joined by Perri Kitei alongside Perri. 8 innings of sleeping bats yesterday for YD. Woke up in the ninth. They got some help. Ended up winning it in 10 against Wareham. A much-needed win for the Red Sox team at home yesterday.
Absolutely, Luke. They had absolutely no momentum going their way, but in the ninth, as they have so many times this season with these late inning comebacks, managed to pull it out, and it's just hit after hit. They give each other confidence. Just one hit in that ninth inning, thanks to 2 errors by Wareham and a couple of free bases. YD managed to pull off the comeback, finishing it for the walk-off win in the 10th, which was, in fact, a walk-off as Enzo Apodaca walked to end the game.
Second walk-off winner of the season for YD, both coming by way of the comeback. And now YD hits the road and will be away from Red Wilson Field for their next 2. RJ Austin into the leadoff spot for YD for the second straight day. He's in left field. So we now get through the rest of the Red Sox lineup. Xander Darby hitting second at third base. Max Vieira in the 3-hole at short. Hunter Hines inserted back into the starting lineup. He's the designated hitter this evening for YD. Jacob Christian also back into the starting lineup. He hits 5th at first base. Jacob Jenkins Coward in center field hitting 6th. Enzo Apodaca, who delivered the walk-off yesterday, hitting 7th in right field. Dub Gleed hitting 8th. He's at second base today after playing first yesterday. And Connor Dykstra back behind the dish for YD after getting a few days off. Javen Pimental on the mound for Brewster. Southpaw out of Mizzou. Throws a lot of fastball slider, about 50-50 split between those 2 pitches. Sits in the upper 80s to low 90s, and he will face off against a YD team that was victorious yesterday by a 6-5 score. Pimental winds up the first pitch on the way, and it's outside for ball 1 underway here from Stony Brook Field in Brewster. 5:03 p.m. our official start time on this Friday evening. No balls and a strike, the wind and a pitch. I beg your pardon, it was 1-0. That's strike 1 over the plate there. So that evens the count 1-1 to RJ Austin, who yesterday walked in the 9th inning and scored what ended up being the tying run for YD. 1-1 pitch on the way. Grounder up the middle. This is going to squeak through for a base hit. What he does best. RJ Austin has been spraying the infield gaps throughout his first few games as a member of the Red Sox, and he's aboard to lead off this game with a base hit.
Absolutely, Luke. RJ is just so good at battling through these at-bats and putting hard-hit balls on the ground. He snuck through these infield gaps, as you said, quite a few times, and now it's his 4th hit already in his 3rd game here on the Cape.
Brings in Xander Darby for YD, third baseman, who was in the 3-hole yesterday, went 1 for 5. Lefty on lefty now out of the stretch. Pimental deals. Chopper foul over towards the YD dugout.
And with Austin starting things off for a hit, YD hasn't been struggling at the plate. In fact, they're the best offensive producing team in the league, averaging 9.6 hits per game. But it's been the fielding that has been their Achilles heel so far to start things off.
Also lead the league in run production. Here comes the 0-1 to Darby. Delayed by a snap throw over to first, and Austin back with a head-first slide. YD yesterday committing a pair of errors. The day before, of course, committing 6, which tied the Cape League record. 0-1 to Darby, runner goes, swing and a miss, throw down to second is not in time. Austin in there with a slide. He moves to scoring position. Darby only went about 3/4 of the way around on that swing. And so he's down 0-2, but now a runner in scoring position for him with nobody out in the first.
Not a bad throw from Tibbetts behind the plate, but Austin with a really good jump on it. We've already seen him stealing in the base path, start things off early here. Coach Pickler is an aggressive caller on the steals.
2-step lead off second by Austin. 0-2. In there for strike 3. Xander Darby takes and goes down on 3 pitches. And Javen Pimental has his first strikeout of the game and the first out of the top of inning number 1. Max Vieira now striding up to the plate for YD. He's in the starting lineup yesterday in the 3 spot, as he is today. Runner on second and 1 gone. Set from the stretch. Look back at second, a long one, and now the pitch. Bumped foul behind home plate, 0-1.
Vieira is the best hitter on this YD team to start things off. The first team All-Big East selection out of Seton Hall, has a hit in every game he's started.
Hitting .418 this season for YD, including 7 RBIs. Looking to add to that total with a runner in scoring position here in the first. Pimentel set at the shoulders, now brings down to the belt. Austin toying with him at second, fakes the go. The pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2.
Pimentel starting off really strong here. He's gotten ahead in all 3 counts to start things off today.
Hunter Hines on deck for YD. No balls and 2 strikes. The count to Max Vieira. Lefty on righty. And pitch. Taken just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Vieira stays alive. Struck out once yesterday. Walked twice in a 1-for-3 performance. Ready's up for the 1-2 pitch, hanging the left arm. Pimentel now sets. And fires. Up high at the shoulders, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pimentel adjusting the hat. Brewster wearing the red uniforms today for Red Shirt Friday. Red tops, pinstripe bottoms with the camo hats. YD wearing white here on the road. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Vieira. Now the pitch. Breaking ball, hit on the ground over towards second. Fielded on the backhand by Samini. Throws over to first a long way, but he got him. Austin moves from second to third. Vieira beat by a half step, and Hunter Hines will now come up with a runner moving up to third base with 2 outs.
From Mississippi State, number 44, Hunter Hines.
Definitely an interesting sentence to say, wearing white on the road, but that is the case, and these red uniforms are universal across the league. They say Cape Cod Baseball League across the front.
Hines leaning back a bit in the box, was a late pinch hitter yesterday. First pitch to him. Taking over the plate for strike 1.
Hines, one of the best power hitters in the country, was a first-team All-SEC selection as a designated hitter his sophomore year in 2023.
0 for 2 yesterday, got a pair of chances. 0-1 pitch. Drops down low, briefly losing it. Tibbetts recovers it, and that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Both of his attempts at the plate came in the 9th inning when YD batted around, and then he was promptly pinch run for, as he would have served as the international runner on second base in the extra inning 10th, but was subbed out. From the windup now, the 1-1 sinks low. 2 balls and a strike. Jacob Christian, another guy who has come off the bench in his last few appearances, is back into the starting lineup. He's on deck. Lefty on lefty here. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on the inner half of the plate. Hines can't connect, and it's 2-2.
Hines is one of 2 Red Sox players with 2 home runs on the season. Also one of 3 on the team with double-digit hits to start things off. Vieira was another one of those.
2-2 pitch. Lined right side, and that ball's going to one-hop to second, turning around. The throw on to first by Samini is in time, and that retires the side. Looked like he might have a liner base hit there, but Samini was backed up and had it in the shallow outfield to record the 3rd out. YD strands a runner 90 feet away, and we head to the bottom of the first scoreless from Brewster. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Starting on the mound for the YD Red Sox from Arizona, number 24, Jackson Kent.
Bottom of the first inning here from Brewster. No score between YD and the Whitecaps. And for Brewster, Brock Tibbetts will lead off. Really interesting decision here by head coach Jamie Shevchik. His first pitch comes in, and Tibbetts bounds it foul. Tibbetts is a catcher, and he is in the leadoff spot. Not something you see very often, but he's been one of the top hitters for Brewster this season, batting .375, the Indiana Hoosier from suburban Columbus, Ohio. 0-1 pitch on the way. Taken atop the zone for ball one from Jackson Kent, who for YD is making his first appearance of the season. Illinois native who plays at Arizona. The 1-1 pitch. Lifted in the air towards left field. Austin was waiting on it, now comes in. Now he backs up, but is underneath it and makes the catch for out number one.
Tibbetts just under it on that one. Went hundreds of feet in the air. Austin, plenty of time to camp out under it and make the grab.
Trevor Austin now up to the plate, another righty to start things off against the southpaw Jackson Kent. First pitch over the heart of the plate for strike one. Austin waving a blue Brewster colored bat. The 0-1 pitch comes in on him. He takes for ball one. Plays for the Missouri Tigers. 1-1 pitch on the way. Comes in again, and he takes it for ball two. Leaning out of the way.
Austin led the Tigers in batting average this season. He batted .312, slugging .519.
2-1. Breaking ball hammered out to deep left center field. Backing up Austin towards the gap called off by Jenkins Coward, and he makes the catch short of the warning track for out number two. So two loud outs to begin the game for Brewster at the plate.
Now batting, the third baseman from Texas
And so the bases are empty for Trevor Werner out of Texas A&M. The wind over the head in the first pitch is a looping breaking ball that misses in on the hands for ball one.
Werner, a more recent addition to this Whitecap squad.
Here comes the 1-0 offering. Grounded, foul territory left side, and it's played there by Darby over at third. A hard hit grounder that just stuck on the dirt to the left of the line. 1 ball, 1 strike to Werner, looking for his first hit here in the Cape League. So far, he's 0 for 3. Working from the middle part of the righty box. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, bouncer over towards third, charging in. Darby has it, sidearm to first, and it's in time for out number 3. Jackson Kent works a 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Red Sox and Whitecaps here from Stony Brook Field. Back in a moment. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Top two here from Brewster, and we are scoreless between the Whitecaps and the Red Sox. Luke Westpoley with Perri Kitei. Jacob Christian is back into the starting lineup for YD, and he leads off this second inning after the Red Sox got one hit in the first and left R.J. Austin on third base. Lefty on righty, Pimental back from the windup. Brings the foot back, the first pitch. This one lined out towards right field, backing up. Forbes over to it near the gap, makes the catch. One out.
Solid contact from Christian, just straight out to Forbes. Also hung up there a little bit in the air, gave Forbes plenty of time to get over there. Christian, it's been a while since we've seen him in the starting lineup. We've seen him a few times recently coming in as a pinch hitter in late innings. But back today.
Jacob Jenkins cowered at the plate, first pitch, down low, ball one. Jenkins Cowart did not play yesterday. Lefty on lefty. Wide stance in the box, the 1-0. Taken high at the shoulders for ball two.
Back-to-back Jacobs in the lineup for Coach Pickler today. This one, a first-team All-AAC selection out of Eastern Carolina University, the Pirates.
The 2-0 pitch. Grounder over towards second, coming around it, scooped up by Samini. He throws to first, and it's squeezed by Irish for out number two. Quickly, two gone for YD in the top of the second inning, and now the hero of yesterday's game, Enzo Apodaca, moving up to the plate. Apodaca worked a 4-pitch walk with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th yesterday to win the game for YD. First pitch, right down the chute for strike one. Apodaca, who has been seeing the ball well lately. Reached base 3 times yesterday, 0-1. Grounder over towards short, waiting on it. Green up with it and throws to first. The stretch by Irish, and the side retired. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox in the top of the second inning. It's been pretty uneventful so far through 1.5. We head to the bottom of the second. You're listening to YD Red Sox baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Last of the second here from Stony Brook Field in Brewster. No score between YD and the Whitecaps. 4-5-6 coming up for Brewster, who could not find any grass against Jackson Kent in the first. Jaime Ferrer leads off. Florida State Seminole digs into the right-handed box from the windup. The lefty deals. Sinks low and in for ball one.
Ferrer just finished up his junior year, grew up in St. Cloud, Florida, but was born in Puerto Rico.
1-0 on the way. Breaking ball finds the top of the zone for strike one. He's best on the team in hits and doubles for FSU this past spring. 1-1, swing and a miss. He was out in front of it for strike two. He's had a good start to his Cape League season, 10 for 33, good enough for a .303 average. A home run, 3 batted in. Down 1-2, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Kent tugged one off the corner there. And Ferrer can't connect. That's Kent's first strikeout to begin the bottom of the second inning. And now Ike Irish will move up to the plate. Playing over at first base today, the Auburn Tiger. That's a very wide stance. Takes the first pitch and blasts it foul left side.
Irish had a spectacular season at Auburn as a freshman All-American, made the SEC All-Freshman team after leading Auburn in a batting average at .361.
0-1, breaking ball low, 1 ball, 1 strike, hitting .227 to begin the year.
In fact, he led Auburn not only in average, but hits and doubles as well.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. He went chasing in the dirt. And it's 1-2. Bases empty, 1 out. Scoreless between YD and Brewster here on this Friday. First of 2 straight on the road for the Red Sox, who will be in Harwich tomorrow. Long hold. Now into the windup. Kent fires. Outside, high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Kent has seen a lot of success so far on these sinkers low in the zone. The Brewster batter is just ahead of him, swinging early.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He brought it down into the dirt, and Irish went chasing. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the second for Jackson Kent.
That same strikeout pitch now has been good for the first 2 outs of the inning.
Brings in Peyton Green. Lefty on righty with the bases empty and 2 out. The first pitch is a breaking ball that falls in there for strike 1. It's a lot of late life to that breaking ball. He's used a couple of times early in counts. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, breaking ball again that dropped lower in the zone this time, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Peyton Green. And the deal. Bounces up, checks swing, the appeal to first, and no swing, according to our first base umpire, Darren Tyron. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Peyton Green.
That one spiked well before the plate, and still Green almost went around.
Very upright stance for him, the 1-2. Swinging a foul ball back into the fencing. 1 ball, 2 strikes still to Green, who has started all but 2 games this season for Brewster.
Was in the lineup for the first game between these 2 teams, which YD took 8-6.
1-2 pitch. Bounces down near his feet. He gets out of the way, and the count is even. Plays for NC State. Native of Cary, North Carolina, nearby. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Jackson Kent strikes out the side in the bottom of the second inning. Got some hard contact that found gloves. No contact this time around. 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the second. And we head to the third inning. 0-0 still between YD and Brewster. Stay with us. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
For YD, the second baseman.
0-0 top three between YD and Brewster. Doug Lee getting his first attempt at the plate against Javen Pimental, who's given up one hit thus far, but has retired the last 6 after giving up a leadoff single to R.J. Austin in the first. First pitch on the way, and this one ripped foul by Gleed over on top of the batting cages beyond the reaches of the fence in left.
If he could straighten that one out, it would go for extra bases. Great contact, just pulled it out of play.
From the wind, the 0-1 offering. Grounder towards second, waiting on it. Samini has it in the glove, up with it. He throws to first for out number 1. Gleed goes swinging on back-to-back pitches, and Pimental has drawn 3 straight groundouts now, dating back to the last inning. Connor Dykstra is back into the lineup for YD. Into the 9-hole, he sits in the righty box. First pitch, twisted foul behind home plate.
Dykstra is the 3rd guy we've seen behind the plate in the last 3 games. Of the catchers on the roster, we've seen the least of him, so interested to see what he does today.
Dykstra 0 for 3 at the plate this season. The 0-1 offering, taken away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Dykstra is a native of Chilliwack, British Columbia, a Canadian.
1-1 pitch, here comes. Swing and a miss over the outside half, and it's 1-2. Wind blowing out towards left center field. Base is empty and 1 out in the top of the 3rd. No score between YD and Brewster. We've had just 1 base runner. He's on deck for YD. That's R.J. Austin. The 1-2. Dykstra gets a piece and stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes still. Dykstra from George Mason. He's had some time off since his last time in the lineup. It's been a lot of Will King and then a lot of Ryan Stafford. Pimental wanted a new baseball, so he stepped off the mound to go get it. Taking a lap, he's got the glove on the right hip, and now he is climbing back onto the rubber. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Connor Dykstra. Wiggling the knees, here comes the pitch. Taken at the shoulders for ball 2. Dykstra coiled up. Pimental shakes 1 pitch, shakes 2 pitches, nods on the 3rd. 2-2, here it comes. Taken inside for ball 3. Dykstra's got the count full. Looking to flip the lineup over to R.J. Austin. With the bases empty, trying to give the Red Sox their 2nd base runner here in the top of the 3rd. Pimental nods, he's into the windup. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss down in the dirt for strike 3. Dykstra started to run down the line on a pitch that may or may not have clipped the ground, but now walks back to his dugout. That's the 2nd strikeout for Pimental. And it brings the YD lineup back to the top of the order for R.J. Austin, who's 1 for 1. Austin, first pitch, takes inside for ball 1. Was SEC tournament MVP. Plays at Vanderbilt.
Austin just has this kind of showmanship that's really fun to watch.
1-0, here's the pitch. Hopper over towards second, charging in. Samini has it and throws high to first, but Irish holds with no problem. 3 up, 3 down again in the top of the 3rd. Still no score between YD and Brewster, sensing a theme. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and the 7, 8, 9 hitters are due up for the Caps when we come back. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. 0-0 last of the third here from Stony Brook Field in Brewster. We got ourselves an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Jackson Kent returns to the mound. He struck out the side in the second. Patrick Forbes at the plate, lefty on righty. Here's the first offering. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball that finishes in the dirt for strike one. Forbes hitting .235 this season with a home run and 4 brought in. Louisville Cardinal. He's a two-way, also pitches. 0-1 pitch on the way. Taken on the inside corner for strike two. Twirling the bat, Jackson Kent readying up. He attacked the zone in the last inning. The 0-2 pitch taken just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kent gave up some hard contact in the first. Back-to-back flyouts that were pretty deep to the outfield that were both caught and then settled in to strike out the side in the second. Here comes the 1-2. Called strike 3 on the bottom part of the zone. A nice frame by Dykstra. The 4th straight strikeout. First backwards K for Jackson Kent. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Vince Cimini, another ACC guy at a Boston College, now at the plate. First offering. Breaking ball that's on the top part of the zone for strike 1. Cimini this season hitting just under 200 at 190. 0-1 offering. Fouled straight back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Plays right across the bridge over at Boston College.
Eagles had a great year this season. 0-2. Skies high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ranked in the top 10 at one point during the year. Made the NCAA tournament. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball, lined right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. First base runner of the game for Brewster comes by way of Vince Cimini, whose 1-out single in the bottom of the 3rd inning brings up Joe Stella. Hits now even at 1 aside. And Stella coming up to the plate with a runner on first, 1 out in the 9-hole. DH with a sturdy frame in the right-handed batter's box. Sees the first pitch come in. Low for ball 1. Plays at Perri University, Division II school down south. From the stretch for the first time, Kent lifts the knee and throws over to first. One ball and no strikes to Joe Stella. Hitting .294 here on the Cape. Limited appearances. Has driven in 4 runs, though, off just 5 hits. Another pickoff move made over to first. And now Kent back onto the rubber. Glove pinned on his front hip. He's set up from the first base side of the bump. The pitch. Check swing and a foul ball straight back. Looked like it got off the knob of the bat there. That evens the count at 1-1.
Stella was a first-team All-Sunshine State Conference selection. I love that name. It's so cheerful.
Conference, home of a lot of top D2 programs down in Florida. 1-1, here comes. Swing and a miss down low for strike 2. Tampa, Rollins College, those two come to mind. Some guys that have played here in the Cape League and also guys that have played in the professional ranks, a lot from those couple of schools and other schools in those conferences as well, including Perri. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3.
And again from Kent, it's that same breaking ball low in the zone, really ends up in the dirt at the end. But the Brewster hitters just out in front of it. They think it's going to get there low in the zone, especially with 2 strikes on. Batting defensively, Kent has seen so much success with that pitch. Clearly his go-to strikeout pitch.
So now Brock Tibbetts back up for the second time. Flew out to left his first time up. Runner on first with 2 out. Kent again throws over to check on the runner at first. Tibbett, the catcher, plays at Indiana, played at Ohio high school powerhouse New Albany, won a state championship in the Buckeye State as a senior. First pitch to him on the way. Swing and a miss for strike one.
Tibbetts, even though he's listed as a catcher, was a second-team All-Big Ten selection at the first base position.
Kent sets from just above the belt. The 0-1 pitch, way up high and away. Dykstra springs out of his stance to keep that one from going to the backstop. It evens the count at 1-1. Tibbetts, not your prototypical leadoff hitter, but is good at getting on base. Walks a decent amount. He's got 4 this season. 1-1, swung on and missed. Strike 2.
Tibbetts is actually very good at getting on base, and the reason he might be in this leadoff spot is at Indiana this season, of the 59 games he started, he reached base in 55 of those, and that's what you want out of your leadoff guy, someone who's just going to get on the bag.
1-2, taken up high above the shoulders. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kent kicking dirt around. This is his first appearance this season for YD on the bump. Pitching staff that's had its ups and downs so far. Ready's up, looks at first, now the 2-2. Bounces on home plate, quickly recovered by Dykstra after he bumped it off the chest, and the count is full with 2 outs. Samini will get a head start on first with the pitch. Bottom 3, no score between YD and Brewster, and a full count with 2 outs to Brock Tibbetts. Kent is ready. Tibbetts is ready. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jackson Kent collects his 6th strikeout in his 3rd inning of work, all coming in the last 2, and that retires the side. So Brewster gets their first hit of the game as Vince Samini's 1-out single put them on the base pads. They couldn't do anything with him, and we're still scoreless as we head to the 4th. Back in a moment, you're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Third baseman from UC Santa Barbara, number 12, Xander.
Back for the top of the 4th, just 1 base runner for YD so far. That was RJ Austin with the leadoff hit. 1 hit allowed for each of these pitchers, as you said, Luke. It's been a pitching battle so far. Javen Pimental, 2 strikeouts so far through 3. He faces Xander Darby, the UCSB Gaucho. First pitch on the way. Darby shows bunt, pulls back, and it's in the dirt for ball 1. Coach Pickler loves to go to that surprise bunt on the first pitch of an at-bat, especially when the infield is playing deep and for someone who's more of a power hitter, as Darby is. Counts 1-0, pitch on the way. Swung through, fouled back for strike 1, count evens up. Pimental has it in his glove at the belt, now up to the letters, shaking back and forth, he deals. Darby lays off, it's a called strike 2. Darby is 0 for 1 today. He got rung up in his first time around. The 1-2 chopped foul over towards us, and the count remains 1-2. A little bit of wind blowing around here today, not so much. The flag out in center field is pretty limp. Pimental nods, another 1-2. Swung through, foul tip, caught by Tibbetts. Actually, no. Just dropped out of Tibbetts' glove, fouled back, and Darby still alive. Just finished up his sophomore year at UCSB. Pimental deals, Darby on the ground towards second, trying to leg it out. Smini has it, makes a play over to Irish. That's out number 1.
It's been a lot of those just simple ground outs for YD so far. They haven't gotten the ball in the air much. Just one real fly out that came from Jacob Christian, and even RJ Austin's single that he hit in the first was just grounded directly up the middle part of the field. Try to get underneath the ball a little bit more as this game rolls along.
First pitch on the way to Max Vieira, who takes inside for ball 1. As we mentioned before, Vieira batting over 400 so far on the season. Has at least 1 hit in every game he's started. Swings at this one, misses. A huge cut count, evens up 1-1. The infield out on the edge of the grass, spread even, no shift on. The outfield played pretty deep. The 1-1 at the shoulders, ball 2. Vieira previously played at Northeastern before transferring to Seton Hall. Counts 2-1 with 1 out. And he lays off just off the plate. That's ball 3.
Vieira top 5 in the Cape League in terms of best exit velocity this season. Hit a ball as hard as 106 miles an hour off the bat.
Pimental kicks, steals. Just finds the bottom of the zone for a called strike 2, and the count runs full. Shakes off 2, finally nods, glove at the face. Pitch on the way, in the dirt, that's ball 4, and Vieira takes a base for the first time today. That brings up Hunter Hines for his second time around.
Now batting the designated hitter from Mississippi State, number 44, Hunter Hines.
Hines had a unique ground out in his first one. Looked like he might get hard enough contact to sneak into the outfield, but because the infield was played so far back, Samini snuck over on the liner off one bounce, got the out on the force at first. A fresh count. Small lead from Vieira. First pitch low and inside, ball 1. Hines was a 2023 Dick Hauser Trophy semifinalist for the National College Player of the Year. Faces a 1-0 count, top of the 4th, 1 out. Vieira on first. He dives back safely on the pickoff attempt from Pimental. There is a major shift on Hines right now, a huge hole in the 5-6 spot as Peyton Green is on the right side of the bag. Pickoff towards first. Vieira on the ground. Might have been tagged out if Irish could control that one. Instead ends up on the ground. So Vieira safe at first. Count remains 1-0 to Hines. Samini and Green both on the right side of second. Werner shifted over into the gap. Hines chops this one slow, roller up towards second, trying to beat it out, and an error from Samini puts Hines on base. Hines missed on the contact, but was moving so slowly, took a tough bounce, and Samini couldn't control it. So YD has 2 runners aboard with just 1 out, and Jacob Christian at the plate.
After everything did not go their way in the field a couple of nights ago, it's now been couple of days in a row where YD is seeing some things in the field go their way with some miscues after that 6-error day against Bourne a couple nights ago.
It's Jacob Christian at the plate, the D2 National Player of the Year out of Point Loma Nazarene. Pimental checking. Vieira deals in the dirt. Vieira with a huge lead on second. Really toying around with Pimental.
Scorekeeper is feeling generous. They gave Hines the hit there. So 2 hits now for YD in the game. It's always nice as a hitter when you get one of those.
Counts 1-0 to Christian. Runners on first and second. 1 out, top of the 4th. Pimental in the dirt again and outside for ball 2. Vieira once again dancing around out there on second, taking a big lead, trying to bluff at that steal.
So now Hunter Hines can say that this summer he's stolen a base and he has hit an infield single. Both of those are not normally in the arsenal. It's a lot of home runs generally for him, but he's getting it done with the legs.
The 2-0, fouled back out of play. That one was up in the zone, but that's where Christian likes it. Right at his shoulders, Jacob Christian stands at 6'5". Really likes to attack the fastballs up high if they're over the plate.
Yeah, I think he was just a little bit late on that one, but was in a good spot. He knew he was going to get something good there at 2-0. We'll probably get something good again here at 2-1.
Mental checks Vieira on second. A kick and a lazy pickoff move, more so to avoid any sort of mistake up there on the mound. No real shot at getting Vieira. He's not really covered right now. I mean, Samini and Green have split coverage on him, but neither are very close to the bag. Count remains 2-1 with an out, top of the 4th. Zeros across the board. Vieira dancing at second. Pimental, eyes on him. Runner does go. Vieira slides into third. Not in time. A nice throw from Tibbetts behind the plate gets Vieira. Hines does advance to second. 2 outs now. Hines in scoring position. A gutsy move from Coach Pickler doesn't work out, but there's a 3-1 count to Jacob Christian. Jacob Jenkins Cowart on deck. The 3-1 clips the bottom of the zone, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now after Vieira was caught stealing on the throw down to third. YD left 10 runners stranded on base yesterday. Already left 1 here in the first. The payoff pitch. Swung through and missed by Jacob Christian. That will retire the side. Once again, it's 0-0 between YD and Brewster. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Brewster will go 2-3-4 when we're back on the YD Broadcast Network. Back for the bottom of the fourth, Brewster at the plate. It's Trevor Austin in the 2 spot leading things off. Brewster 1 hit on the day. YD has 2 facing off against Jackson Kent, who's back for his 4th inning of work. We've seen 2 different styles of pitching today. Both have been successful. Kent, more of a strikeout guy, as his first pitch misses high for ball 1. Meanwhile, Pimental, more of a soft contact kind of guy. The 1-0 clips the bottom of the zone on the off-speed curve, and the count's 1-1.
Yeah, they're both lefties, but Pimental's what you would say is a little more normal, I think.
The 1-1 check swing did not go around, ball 2.
Very slider heavy, does not throw very hard in the upper 80s, just more focused on missing barrels, which is what he's done.
Counts 2-1 to Austin. Kent, the wind and deal. That same curve, top of the zone, strike 2. Switching things up here a little, we have yet to see that breaking ball in the dirt. Might see it here for the strikeout pitch. That pitch was on the way, but it was fouled out of play by Austin. Count remains 2-2. Regular infield, we haven't seen the shift yet today, which Coach Pickler loves to go to. The wind and deal from Kent. Outside, ball 3, count runs full. It's the bottom of the 4th, scoreless here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. This one popped up towards right field. Apodaca coming in, makes the grab, out number 1.
Now batting, the 3rd baseman from Texas A&M, number 48, Trevor Warner.
Back-to-back Trevors in the lineup, just as YD has back-to-back Jacobs. This one is Trevor Warner. Out of Texas A&M, the Aggie faces a first pitch. Ball high and outside. Warner stands at 6'3", looks even taller than that in the box. The 1-0 in the dirt, ball 2. Batted at .252 for the Aggies, but a very solid power hitter. 13 doubles, a triple, and 14 home runs. The 2-0 is popped up in the shallow infield. Vieira moving back on it, called off by Dub Gleed, who makes the run over to shallow center field to snag that, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Whitecaps.
Now batting, the center fielder from Florida State, number 7, Jaime Ferrer.
Brings back Jaime Ferrer, the center fielder out of Florida State. First pitch from Kent. In there for strike 1. No strikeouts yet in the inning for Kent. We've seen at least 1 in the first 3. He has 6 on the day. The 0-1 is high at the head for ball 1. Count evens up. And a ball in the dirt moves the count to 2-1. Ferrer at one point during the season had a 20-game hitting streak, which is good for 17th all-time at Florida State in the top 20 for longest hitting streaks in program history. The 2-1 hits him right on the elbow guard, so Ferrer will take a base, and that's the first free pass we've seen all day.
Yeah.
Actually, first free pass from Kent. We did see a walk from Vieira in the top.
Yeah, Kent just had that one get away from him there. He's been really solid. I was interested to see how the second time through the order, after striking out all those batters the first time through, if there was any sort of adjustment from Brewster. See as it continues to move down the line, but the first time Kent's really gotten wild, just lost control of one pitch.
Facing Ike Irish, struck out swinging in his first at-bat. This time lays off on that breaking ball in the dirt. Counts 1-0, Ferrer on first. Ferrer was 4 for 5 on stolen base attempts. This one chopped up towards short, coming in on it. Darby on third, over to Hines, but the foot's off the bag. That throw was in front of him. Had to stretch off. That's Christian over at first, actually. And the play is not made, so 2 runners aboard on first and second.
Now batting, the shortstop from North Carolina State, number 6, Peyton.
Looks like they gave that the hit too.
It was a little bit of a tough play out of the slot from Darby. I understand that one being scored as a hit more than Hines being scored as a hit. Peyton Green takes ball 1. I'm so used to Hunter Hines being over at first. It was just muscle memory to say his name, but today it's Jacob Christian in the starting spot. And Hines, where he's was so comfortable in the regular season for Mississippi State, that DH position. Now 2 hits apiece for both of these teams, still 2 outs. 2 runners aboard for the Whitecaps. A ball and no strikes to Peyton Green. Kent staring him down, glove at the belt, checks the runner on second, kicks, steals, low ball 2.
Kent was so good when he was getting ahead in counts in that second and third inning when he was having all that strikeout success. He's fallen behind a little bit here in this inning.
The 2-0. Off the plate, ball 3. First 3-0 count we've seen today. YD does not want to load the bases here after collecting 2 outs with them empty. The 3-0 from Kent on the way. Top of the zone, strike 1. Kent finding his control as we reach 6 o'clock p.m. Blue skies here in Brewster. On what turned out to be a beautiful day. It was supposed to rain in the forecast. The 3-1 in the dirt, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Whitecaps. 2 free passes along with 1 hit load the bases.
The right fielder from Louisville, number 17, Patrick Forbes.
We don't have much of a view of the bullpen from where we are, so can't tell you if there's any action there, but it's Patrick Forbes at the plate. Struck out looking his first time around. Lays off on the first pitch, again in the dirt, that same pitch from Kent. It seems like the second time through the order, these batters have learned from their mistakes the first time and are laying off those balls lower in the zone. The 1-0, swung on, fouled out of play, counts even. That one a bit of a check swing foul ball, still popped up out of fair territory, this right side of the field. A ball and a strike, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Jackson Kent on the mound. Pitch on the way. Curve to the top of the zone, strike 2, and it's the first time we've seen him ahead in a count in a few batters.
Now see if he goes back to that breaking ball in the dirt. He's done it earlier in counts this inning compared to later on. That was his strikeout pitch in the second and third.
1-2 count, bases loaded, pitch on the way, popped up. Out of play again behind us where the onlookers are sitting. I hope that didn't hit anybody.
I think that might have hit the school.
Count remains 1-2. Ferrer, that lead runner on third. Irish on second. Green on first. The 1-2 from Kent. In the dirt, a nice block from Dykstra behind the plate to prevent the pass ball, and the count evens up 2-2. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, 2 hits apiece for both of these teams. Brewster trying to strike first. Kent could retire the inning. The 2-2 swung on and just fouled back off the tip of the bat. Forbes staying alive, barely got a piece of that. It's just the 6th pitch of the at-bat, but it feels like it's gone on much longer. Stare down, Kent nods, glove at the belt, now up, the pitch, popped up, out of play again. Bounces off the top of the bathrooms building behind us. Count still 2-2 as Forbes continues to battle in this at-bat. 3 foul balls now from Forbes. Bases remain loaded. The 2-2, this one grounded up towards third. Darby has it, goes across the diamond instead of the force out at third and gets the play to Christian. A long throw from Darby, a laser across the diamond ends the inning, and Brewster strands the bases loaded. We head to the top of the 5th. It's Perri, Kitei, and Luke West Poley. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Jacob Jenkins cowered up for his 2nd time around, grounded out in his first, the lefty out of East Carolina. Leading things off in the 6th spot, YD is going to go 6, 7, 8 to start things off. Top of the 5th against Brewster. Scoreless through 4. Pimental still on the mound. This one is grounded fair up the first base line, but picked up by Irish. A nice scoop right up that line in foul territory, tags the bag for out number 1. Jenkins Coward attacked the first pitch of the at-bat. A well-hit ball, but Irish was guarding that line closely.
And it's still just not a lot in the air for this YD batting lineup. A lot of hard-hit balls, but they're on the ground.
Apodaca takes strike 1 down the pipe. He also grounded out in his first at-bat. The 0-1 clips the inside for strike 2, and Apodaca quickly down 0-2 with an out in the top of the 5th. YD has stranded 2 runners aboard. The 0-2 to Apodaca, grounded up the first baseline, foul. Pretty crowded stands here in Brewster on a lovely Friday afternoon as Apodaca faces another 0-2 pitch, holds off ball 1. Just inside, a dangerous take goes his way. Apodaca, the Gonzaga Bulldog, native of Arizona. The 1-2, fouled again. Up this right side, Apodaca's another lefty in this very lefty-heavy lineup. Pimental, glove at the face now, pitch on the way. Grounded foul again up the first baseline. Apodaca just can't turn this one fair, but Irish right there behind the bag, guarding that line closely. Cimini now shifted over very far right as well, so huge gap in the 6-4 hole. The 1-2 high above his head, and the count evens up. Already on the 7th pitch of this at-bat, after a first pitch out swinging from Jacob Jenkins-Coward to start things off. The 2-2, just below the knees. Apodaca holds, and it's a full count.
Pimentel wanted that when he was hopping around. That was very, very, very close.
The payoff pitch, grounded up the middle, and it sneaks through the gap. Apodaca is going to run this one out for a base hit. Takes advantage of that 6-4 hole, and YD has a runner aboard for Dub Gleed.
Really nice at bat. Just foul off, foul off, foul off, foul off, and finally gets something that he can square up. Shot it right up the middle. And Enzo continuing to get those base hits and get on base.
If it's going to be on the ground, might as well be on the ground through the gaps. Apodaca really threw off the defense on that, going so many times up the first base line. First pitch to Gleed in there for strike one. Finally managed to turn on it a little more, sneak it through the middle. Just a well-hit ball straight ahead. Counts 0-1 to Dub Gleed out of UC Irvine. Pitch on the way. This one's lined over to third and caught by Werner. Quick reflexes. That one could have gone for extra bases. Just can't sneak over the head of Werner, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, it's a really, really hard hit ball. It's a nice play, reflex at the hot corner. And Apodaca's lucky he had his head up and he wasn't running there. He could have gotten doubled off if he wasn't only a couple steps off the bag. He got back easily.
Really nice play from Werner. Irish over on first guarding the bag, but Werner leaving this third baseline unprotected for Connor Dykstra in the 9 spot, who takes ball 1 at his head. Counts 1-0, 2 outs, top of the 5th, scoreless here. It's YD versus Brewster, a cross-division rival. Small lead from Apodaca. This one lined up towards second on the ground. Samini has it. Over to first, and that retires the side. YD leaves another one stranded. We head to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless on the YD Broadcast Network.
Boston College, number 11.
It's the bottom of the 5th. Things are scoreless, and there's a new pitcher on the mound for YD. It's Sawyer Hawks, who just finished up his sophomore year at the Air Force Academy. And a first pitch fastball finds the zone for strike one, but as of yesterday, committed to the Vandy boys, heading to Vanderbilt in the fall. The 0-1, swing and a miss for strike two. Caught Samini on the off speed.
Air Force transfers have a lot of success at the SEC level. See Paul Skeens.
Ball one just on the outside, trying to make Samini chase, but he holds off.
Skeens and the LSU Tigers stayed alive yesterday in a thriller, one of the best college baseball games of the year against Wake Forest.
The 1-2, grounded foul of the third base line. One of the best handlebar mustaches you'll ever see at the college baseball level as well, Luke.
Walked off by Tommy Tanks yesterday in extra innings, hit a walk-off home run.
Counts 1 and 2 to Samini. Bottom of the fifth, pitch on the way, low, ball two.
That, of course, means it's a little bit longer until we get to see a couple of guys for YD that have signed to play from LSU. They'll be playing for a national title this weekend.
The 2-2, swung on and missed. Strikeout, gets the first out of the inning for Sawyer Hawks, who comes in hot.
Now betting the designated hitter from Perri.
Brings up the designated hitter, Joe Stella, out of Barry University. Stella struck out swinging in his first time around, this time facing a new pitcher. Hawk steals a first pitch fastball just below the knees, and it's called a ball. Counts 1-0 with an out, bottom of the fifth in a scoreless game. The 1-0, this one's lined towards left field. That's a base hit. Austin coming over on it, brings it into second. But a single for Joe Stella has a runner aboard. That's hit number 3 for Brewster.
Bottom of the order has done really well for these Whitecaps. Samini and Stella in the 8-9. 2 of their 3 base hits so far.
Austin also was shifted over pretty far towards right center. That one was to the left of him, not too far of a run. Still in that same spot. A lot of space up this third base line in the outfield. The whole outfield is shifted over right. Apodaca over towards us as well. For Brock Tibbetts, the leadoff, 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out and a strikeout swinging. Empty count to him. First pitch popped up behind us. Out of play. Counts 0-1 with an out and a runner aboard. That's Joe Stella on first, scoreless between the Whitecaps and the Red Sox. Tibbetts into his stance, fouls one back into the net, and the count's 0-2. An interesting stance from Tibbetts, really wiggling that bat high up, very vertical, just until that pitch is about to come in. He steps back into the box. Stella takes a small lead. Back in his stance. Hawks deals. And it's a called strike. 3-second strikeout of the inning for Sawyer Hawks. He's feeling himself. You can see that on his face. And it's 2 outs down for the Red Sox in the bottom of the fifth. Stella held up at first. And it's Trevor Austin at the plate.
Just brought the low heat there. Good frame by Dykstra. Frozen with that fastball. Mid-90s from the right side for Sawyer Hawks.
Austin wiggling the bat. First pitch. Curveball hits the outside. Strike one. Counts 0-1 with 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth, runner aboard. 3 hits apiece for both of these squads. The 0-1 misses and the count evens up. Hawks glove on the hip, he nods. Deals, another curveball, this one outside, counts 2-1. Stella, the small lead, retreated back to the bag, covered over there by Christian. Regular defense at the edge of the infield. The 2-1, fouled behind us, count evens up 2-2. A little bit of a grimace on the face of Trevor Austin. Hawks shakes one off, now nods. Ball in the glove, pick off towards first. A good move, but the runner is safe. Dove back head first just in time. It's a sneaky move from Hawks. Quick turnaround. Out of his stance, pitching back towards a pickoff move. This time, tag not even put on by Christian. Counts 2-2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, runner aboard. On first, that's Joe Stella, who had a liner to left field. Trevor Austin, the 2-2, just at the shoulders, and it's a full count. Hawks shakes things out, checks his runner. Now staring down the batter, Austin choked up a little bit, looking for base hits. The runner gets an easy start. Dykstra can't frame it, and it's a walk for Hawks. 2 runners aboard.
Now batting, the 3rd baseman from Texas A&M, number 48.
Pinch runner coming on here for Brewster. Interesting early go to the bench for Jamie Shevchik, as they will bring Mason White, the Arizona Wildcat, on to run for Joe Stella.
Werner facing the fresh count, 2 runners aboard, 2 outs. This one's crushed towards left field. Austin coming over on it, makes the grab in the air. He was shifted over towards left center. It works out perfectly. RJ Austin with the leaping grab ends the inning. Sawyer Hawks gets out of that jam, and we head to the top of the 6th. It's still scoreless here. It's Perri Kitei and Luke West Poley. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network.
Leading off, the left fielder from
New pitcher on the mound for the Whitecaps. It's Davin Pollard out of Austin Peay. Just finished up his sophomore year. He's a righty hurler. Facing the top of YD's lineup with RJ Austin, who's 1 for 2. The first pitch fastball misses below the zone for ball 1. Pollard was 3 for 3 and 2 this season with a 4.18 ERA. Austin, a hard liner fouled back into the net, count evens up. 1-1. Still scoreless at Stony Brook Field. Cloud coverage coming over. It's overcast, and ball 2's in the dirt. Pollard had a recent birthday on June 6th. Happy late birthday. Austin hits this one deep out to left field, going back to the fence. And the grab made just in front of the fence by Trevor Austin. That's some Austin on Austin carnage right there. And a ball that sounded great off the bat ends up in a glove for out number 1, but certainly was exciting along the way.
Yeah, that ball was drilled. Hardest hit ball we've seen from a YD bat, and no surprise that it comes from R.J. Austin.
Back in the 2 spot with Xander Darby. He swings at this one into the gap, and actually it's not, because Patrick Forbes was shifted over towards right center. That one was on a line, but Forbes was right there to collect. So excellent fielding to start things off for Brewster. And on 2 pitches, there's 2 outs.
It's tough. You hit 2 balls really hard to start the inning, and 2 outs with the bases empty.
Vieira takes ball 1 in the dirt. He's 0 for 1 today, but reached on a walk in his last at-bat.
Flip side, you got to be thrilled if you're Pollard to get those first couple of outs.
This one above the shoulders for ball 2. It's been a quick game so far, hour 20 minutes of game time here in the top of the 6th. As strike 1 right at the belt, fastball down the middle. The 2-1 fouled back off the helmet of Tibbetts. And the count's 2-2. The 2-2 bounces in the dirt well in front of the plate. Full count for Vieira. After the first 2 went down on the first pitch, this 5-pitch at-bat feels like a lifetime. A full count to Max Vieira with 2 outs, top of the 6th, scoreless at Stony Brook Field. The payoff pitch above the head. Vieira walks for the 2nd time in a row. YD has a base runner for Hunter Hines.
Now batting the designated hitter from Mississippi State, number 44, Hunter Hines.
Hines with a hard ground out, and a hit that was ruled as a single. Could have gone as an error really either way, but has reached on that one. First pitch to him, inside, ball 1. He really missed on the contact with that hit. It was a slow dribbler up towards second, mishandled by Samini. He reached on that. Big swing and a miss, evens it up, 1-1. Hines already double digits in hits and RBIs this season. The outfield shifted over towards the right heavily. Runner goes, throw on the way. Vieira slides in safely. And he's in scoring position. Counts 2-1 to Hunter Hines. 2 outs, top of the 6th, still scoreless. Big lead from Vieira. He likes to toy around with the pitchers, bluffing back and forth. The pitch from Pollard, hammered towards right field, going deep, back to the wall. And it's out. It's over the fence. I couldn't tell if it was caught out there by Forbes. He bluffed at it, but Hunter Hines gets YD on the board. It's a 2-run bomb. Forbes tracked that one all the way back to the fence, went for the steal, but Hunter Hines finally connects with the barrel, and YD leads 2-0.
It's only a matter of time. If you're going to get that much hard contact off a pitcher coming into the game, eventually something is going to result in extra bases. 2 loud flyouts in the inning for YD, and then Hunter Hines finally gets the first runs.
Christian pops this one up, skies it towards shallow left center in the glove of Austin, ends the inning. But Hunter Hines with a 2 RBI home run puts YD in the lead. They lead 2-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Brewster back at the plate is Jaime Ferrer, but for the first time this game, they face a deficit. It's 2-0 YD. The Sun doing its best to come back out. Just shining in the face of Sawyer Hawks, who deals a first pitch off-speed strike on the bottom of the zone. Ferrer was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Fouls this one out of play, and the count's 0-2. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat. That might have been fouled off his foot. He's walking that off gingerly. Regular infield from YD as Ferrer makes his way back over to the righty box. Now adjusting his gloves as our home plate umpire wipes off the plate. Temperature is around 70 degrees, balmy here in Brewster, Mass. The 0-2 from Hawks, fouled back the fastball. Count remains 0-2. Outfield shifted right on Ferrer. Pitch on the way, in the dirt, low, ball 1. The 1-2, swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Sawyer Hawks. That's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th.
Commanding, getting ahead, and just tucking that breaking ball beneath the swing. Sawyer Hawks is definitely on his game. He's feeling good through these first few batters he's faced into his second inning of work.
Brings up Ike Irish, 1 for 2. Holds off on the first pitch curve. Hawks has been going to that one quite a bit. It's strike number 1. The 0-1. Just on the bottom of the zone at the knee, strike 2. Hawks is in control of his pitches right now. He's ahead 0-2 with 1 out. Pitch on the way. Irish holds off, nearly identical pitch just inside, and the count's 1-2. Irish a long stride in his stance. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and Hawks gets another one. 2 go down swinging in a row. And 2 quick outs for the Red Sox.
Haven't solved his breaking ball yet. Irish out in front of it again.
North Carolina State, number 6, Peyton Green.
Peyton Green trying to get a rally going now on 2 outs. And the first pitch fastball in there for a strike. Green 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging, reached on a walk. The second pitch, same fastball down the middle, strike 2. Hawks 5 strikes in a row now. The 0-2 popped up foul and out of play. Hawks moving quickly into that one, now taking his time, walking back up onto the bump. The wind, the deal, off-speed curve, just got a piece of it, hits the ground, and Green stays alive. I thought that one might have been another strikeout swinging, but maybe a millimeter of that ball was just tipped by Green. Count remains 0-2 with 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. YD leads 2-0. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed, strike 3. 3 up, 3 go down swinging for Sawyer Hawks. And the Red Sox head to the top of the 7th. They lead 2-0 at Stony Brook Field. It's Perri, Kitei, and Luke West Poley on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network.
Top 7 here from Stony Brook Field in Brewster. Luke West Poley with Perri Kitei. Middle of the order coming up for YD, leading 2-0 over Brewster. Scoreless tie was broken after the 2-run shot by Hunter Hines, his third of the season, coming in the last inning. Jacob Jenkins cowered at the dish. The first pitch on the way. Unleashed low for ball 1. Davin Pollard got hit pretty hard a few times in that last inning. 2 found gloves in the outfield. 1 ended up over the fence. From the wind, the 1-0 pitch. Finds the bottom part of the zone for strike 1.
This Brewster outfield has been almost exclusively shifted towards the right side for these YD lefties, expecting the pull.
The 1-1 offering. Breaking ball away, 2 balls and a strike. Jenkins Coward is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second and first. Hitting .285 at the Cape League this season. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back. Evens the count at 2-2. East Carolina Pirate. Not showing any school colors on his cleats as some guys do. Those are just black and white, but shows that ECU purple and gold on the batting gloves. Righty on lefty, the 2-2 here comes. Breaking ball just high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count full in the top of the 7th to Jacob Jenkins Coward. The payoff on the way. This one lined out towards left field. Austin waited on it. Now he comes a couple steps in, puts it away with 2 hands for out number 1.
Again, solid contact. The outfield just in the right place at the right time. YD struggling to find the gaps right now.
Enzo Apodaca comes in with the bases empty and 1 out. Gets a sign from Coach Pickler on third. The windup, here's the first pitch to Apodaca. It sails high for ball 1. Take a look at some scores around the Cape Cod League this evening. All games have gotten underway. None have wrapped up yet. The 1-0 misses up high for ball 2. Earliest game that has just started at White House Field between Harwich and Orleans, still tied up at 0. Bourne leading Hyannis at home, 3-2. Braves over Harbor Hawks. The 2-0 clips the top of the zone to Apodaca, 2-1. Wareham leading Chatham 5-1 at Spillane Field. And Katuitt, who currently leads the league. The 2-1 to Apodaca, taken for strike 2. Katuitt is hammering Falmouth right now. The Kettleers continuing their hot stretch to begin this season, sitting at an 8-3 record, best in the Cape League. They're up 11-1 in the 6th. 2-2 to Enzo. It bounces in for ball 3.
Right now, YD sits half a game, a.k.a. 1 point behind the Kettleers in the East Division at 6-2-1. The Kettleers currently at 7-3.
3-2 to Apodaca. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball, got it by him. For Davin Pollard, that's his first strikeout. And there's 2 gone for Dub Glee.
Glee, a ground out and a line out today. That liner, a jumping grab from Werner on the hot corner.
Glee sitting back from the righty box. First pitch up high for ball 1. He's 0 for 2, hit a ball very hard to the pull side over at third that was caught by Trevor Werner his last time. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Was trying to put that one over the scoreboard, couldn't connect, and it's even at 1-1.
I think he thought that one would drop a little bit more than it did. Instead, just continued to sail straight right at that top of his shoulders.
1-1 and it hit him. He wears it on the jersey. And it's the second free pass Pollard has allowed. It extends the top of the 7th inning as Galita is on via the hit by pitch.
Now batting the catcher from George Mason.
Brings in Connor Dykstra. It's been a solid backstop defensively for YD this evening. He's 0 for 2 at the plate with a strikeout and a ground out. Runner on first with 2 out in a 2-0 game. Red Sox out in front. Back from the stretch. Pollard lifts the knee and deals. Fastball over the plate for strike 1. YD out hitting Brewster 4-3. No errors for either side, although, as we talked about earlier, you could argue that there should be 1 for each team. That would take a hit off the board for each side. Check on the runner over at first. Lead back with the head first slide. No balls, 1 strike to Connor Dykstra. Pollard sets, now snaps back. A bouncer over to first that Irish is able to corral.
Wind picking up here a bit at Stony Brook Field, heading a little bit out to the left side, as indicated by the American flag out in right center.
0-1 pitch, sails high, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's been a little bit windy throughout the game, but not to this extent. It's picked up as we make our way into the night hours, just over an hour and a half. 1-1 pitch, swung on and foul, tipped back. Hour and a half since our start time at 5 p.m. This is a field along with Red Wilson that doesn't have lights, that starts early in the Cape Cod League. Most of the other fields still do have lights. The 1-2 pitch sinks down low for ball 2. Red Sox will be back on the road tomorrow in a 5:30 start against Harwich. Second time YD will make their way to White House Field. First repeat road opponent for the Red Sox this season. The 2-2 to Dykstra. Swing and a foul tip into the glove, strike 3. Tibbetts holds on to it, and that retires the top of the 7th. Heading into the 7th inning stretch, still 2-0 YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to be the official healthcare sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When you need to be seen quickly for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care offers a convenient and cost-effective treatment option with 6 locations across Cape Cod from Falmouth to Orleans. Open daily with no appointment needed and staffed by board-certified ER providers. View wait times at capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care, minor emergencies. Major attention. Last of the 7th here from Brewster. Luke West Poley with Perri. Kitei, as always. 2-0 is our score with YD leading the Whitecaps. And we have a pinch hitter to lead off for the Whitecaps in the spot of Patrick Forbes. James Tibbs will hit, the Florida State Seminole from Marietta, Georgia. Sawyer Hawks back to the mound, and the first offering is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. 1-0 pitch, brought to the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Tibbs trying to spur up a Brewster offense that has mustered just 3 hits so far through 6 innings, no runs. Hawks nodding his head, working from the wind. The 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Left side of the YD infield is shifted away from the line up at third base towards the opposite field. And now the Red Sox have 3 on the right side of the infield with 2 strikes. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 6th strikeout for Sawyer Hawks through just 2 1/3 innings. And the pinch hit doesn't work out for Brewster in the 7th. There's 1 out.
Tibbs took a big step, fell off balance on that, swung through late. I think one of his hands might have come off the bat. That's how disoriented he was with the Hawks pitch.
So Vince Cimini, first pitch, down low, ball 1. 1 for 2 on the day. Righty on righty. Sawyer Hawks working pretty fast here. The 1-0 pitch. Way up high, gets over Dykstra's head all the way to the backstop. Nobody on base to deal with, though, so no harm, no foul. 2 balls and no strikes to the BC Eagle. Cimini working from the back of the righty box with the glove over the face. Hawks nods and into the wind. The 2-0 deal, foul back. 2 balls and a strike. Hawks will step back to the mound. First base just out of the shade. Third base is in the shade, as is home plate and the pitcher's mound. The 2-1, here comes. Swing and a miss on the fastball, pumped it by him for strike 2. 12 strikeouts so far for YD pitching. Sawyer Hawks looking to make it 13 with 1 out in 7th. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. High and away for ball 3. Count is full. Hawks struck out the side in the last inning in the 6th, collected 2 strikeouts, dealt with some base runners when he came in the 5th. Into the wind, here comes the payoff. Breaking ball low for ball 4. Dykstra will have to go get it. It got to the backstop, but Cimini on board for the 2nd time. And that brings up a new man coming to the plate for the first time in Mason White, who pinch ran last time Joe Stella made it on base.
Designated hitter from Arizona, number 39, Mason White.
White 2 for 15 this season. One of his 2 hits, a home run, a solo shot. The Arizona Wildcat facing off against Sawyer Hawks, runner on first, 1 out. Sawyer lifts the knee and deals. A breaking ball that finds the zone for strike 1. Hawks working out of the stretch. Didn't have to do that last inning, but as mentioned earlier, did have to before in the 5th. 0-1. Lifted in the air, foul and out of play on the left side. No balls, 2 strikes to Mason White.
White plays at Arizona. He's a Wildcat, a native of Tucson, so playing in his hometown.
0-2 pitch, down low, picked off the bounce by Dykstra. Holds the runner at bay at first, 1 ball, 2 strikes. White with 4 strikeouts through his first 15 at-bats. Has walked once in addition to his 2 hits. Righty on lefty, Hawks has him 1-2. Small lead on first from Cimini. The pitch, breaking ball in, matrix out of the way by White. Boyd's hitting him, and it's 2-2.
White was a collegiate baseball freshman All-American this season for Arizona after batting .313, 18 doubles, 7 triples, and 10 home runs. That triples number, so impressive. One of the highest in the NCAA.
2-2, beat into the ground over to short. Vieira Fields flips to lead at second, on to first, not in time on the back end. They do get the lead runner, though.
And you could see from the speed of White up the first base line, I thought that'd be a double play for sure, but he beat that one out. No wonder he was able to record 7 triples on the season.
Flips the lineup over, 2 outs now with the speedy Mason White on first. Brock Tibbetts looking to break an 0 for 3 day. Righty on righty. First pitch home, drops down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes as Hawks climbs back onto the rubber. Dealt with a runner in scoring position back in the 5th. Brewster still scoreless. 1 ball, no strikes. Hawks homeward. Skied foul and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hawks with the glove pinned on the front leg. Nods and sets up. And the pitch, way up high. Dykstra extends the arm and keeps it from heading towards the fence. 2 balls, 1 strike to Tibbetts, who's ahead in the count. He struck out his last 2 at-bats after flying out in the first. Very small one-step lead on first base from Mason White. 2-0 game led by the Red Sox. 2-1 pitch. Misses below the zone for ball 3. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Tibbetts does walk a decent amount. As we talked about earlier in the broadcast, the 3-1 pitch takes at the top of the zone for strike 2.
Tibbetts comes from a family of athletes. His father, Jeff, played baseball at both Florida State and Ohio University. The Bobcats.
One of the better, more historic Mid-American Conference programs. The 3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground over towards third. Diving stop by Darby. Throws to first. Bouncing in. It's not going to be in time. And meanwhile, White with the heads up base running makes it to third on the throw from third to first. Runner is safe at first. Tibbetts gets an infield single. And White moves up 2 bags on it. Was off with the pitch, being that it was a full count offering with 2 strikes. And that head start allowed him to move up 180 feet. So now Sawyer Hawks not yet out of this jam. Coach Cam in the YD dugout giving some instruction to his outfielders about where to play against Trevor Austin. Biggest spot so far offensively for Brewster. They've got runners on the corners with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Austin is 0 for 2 with a walk, coming in his most recent plate appearance. Hawks still having to pitch out of the stretch. The first offering is a breaking ball in there for strike 1. Austin hitting .281, good enough for 4th on this Whitecaps team, a team that's been largely deprived of offense, but does have the hit category even at 4 with YD. 0-1 comes home, sinking low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hawks checking his landing spots. Onto the mound, 1 ball and 1 strike. YD infield playing straight up, middle infield backed up maybe just a little bit. The pitch, high at the hat bill for ball 2. Dykstra takes a couple steps out towards the mound and just gives the settle down sign to his teammate in the battery. Sawyer Hawks has the count at 2-1. Austin readying up, choked up a hair on that light blue bat, Whitecap colors. And the pitch. Breaking ball lifted up, middle infield coming over from second. Gleed is there right next to the bag, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So Sawyer Hawks got 2 outs and then pitched himself into a bit of a jam. Got out of it, though, still scoreless. And YD continues to lead as we head to the 8th. 2-0 Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Leading off for YD, the left fielder from
2-0 Red Sox. Top of the 8th here from Stony Brook Field in Brewster. Luke West Poley with Perri Kitei alongside. Top of the order coming up for YD. RJ Austin is 1 for 3. Allowed out his last time up at the fence and left. Second time against Pollard. Pitch on the way. Taken in the inner corner for strike 1. Austin was one of the first batters that Pollard faced off against. Hit him pretty hard. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Hammered it out to left, but it found a glove. One of 2 loud flyouts in that inning before YD finally broke the seal with the Hunter Hines home run. 0-2 to Austin. Just above the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes high at the letters that time. From the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Lifted high in the air, foul ground, racing over Austin into the foul territory. That ball lands. He may have crashed into the bleachers there that some of his pitchers are sitting on. But he looks to be okay as he's up and moseying back out into left field. That ball did not stay in play. And so the count is still 1-2 to Austin. Pollard waiting for his left fielder to get back into position.
It was a long run over from Austin, who shifted over towards left center.
1-2, here it comes. Up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nothing to swing at there, not challenging pitch necessarily for Austin. Now here comes the 2-2. Outside for ball 3. So Austin has worked the count full. Trying to get aboard for the second time. Pollard takes a breath. Here comes the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Nearly hit him. Austin will run a little faster over to first as that ball got all the way to the backstop, but Brock Tibbetts got to it and will prevent him from moving up any further on the base paths.
Now batting the third baseman from UCSF.
Gets a high five from the YD first base coach for that one.
Darby.
Would not be surprised to see a steal attempt from Austin here. We've seen quite a few from him already this season, and Coach Pickler has sent some runners already today.
Xander Darby at the plate. Austin already extending that lead out step further, and there is a snap throw over to first by Pollard right on cue. Darby is 0 for 3. One of 3 Red Sox who have not reached base yet in this game. One of 4, I should say. Another throw over to first. He, along with Jacob Christian, Jacob Jenkins-Cowart, and Connor Dykstra. Game that hasn't seen a ton of offense on either side. Only runs produced by the Hunter Hines 2-run shot. Runner bluffs. First pitch to Darby is high at the shoulders for ball 1. And that home run by Hines, that was a 2-run home run, came with a runner on base that was walked. So 2 runs came across that inning off 1 hit. 4 hits total for each of these teams. 1-0 to Darby. Runner goes. Pitch is high. Throw down to second is wide, and sliding in safely, Austin swipes the bag. So he moves into scoring position. In a 2-0 count now to Xander Darby. Prime time to knock him in.
As expected, it's really by the book for Coach Pickler. Second pitch of the at-bat. Runner goes in there safely now in scoring position. Still no outs for the Red Sox.
Set from the stretch, the 2-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Austin was not a huge base stealer. He stole some bases at Vanderbilt, but it wasn't necessarily something he did all the time. But he also played infield at Vanderbilt, and he's been playing outfield here with YD, so a chance to experiment here in the summer. 2-1 to Darby. Swing and a pretty well-hit ball out towards center, now coming in. Ferrer camped underneath it. Straightaway outfield makes the catch. Runner bluffs, but retreats as the throw comes into third. And so that is the first out of the inning.
Sometimes those base stealing numbers really depend on the coach as well. Coach Pickler is very aggressive in the base paths, not afraid to send these guys even after they get thrown out once or twice. And with Austin, he saw the speed, the aggressiveness, and the effort that Austin puts into his everyday play and has been sending him consistently, giving him some signs right now.
Max Vieira at the plate, who has walked twice. Vieira with his counterbalance bat with the thick handle in the righty box. Runner on second, one out. The pitch taken inside for ball one. Mentioned earlier on, courtesy of CCBL Analytics, he's top 10 in the league in terms of exit velocity. Hardest hit ball off his bat this season was over 106 miles an hour. Also going into yesterday, led the league in expected batting average. The 1-0 pitch down low for ball two. This guy that hits a lot of line drives and just hits the ball so hard, and that's why analytically his numbers look so good.
A big lead from Austin over at second. I think any ball in the dirt, he might be jumping.
2-0. Breaking ball finds the top of the zone for strike one. Runner bluffed there, and now Tibbetts out to the mound as Pollard will meet him halfway. The two will have a chat. One out in the top of the eighth inning. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Max Vieira with a runner on second. YD leading 2-0. And the man on deck for the Red Sox, Hunter Hines, the man with the only RBIs in this game, a 2-run homer in the 6th that has broken our tie. Everything ready again for the 2-1. Pollard hurls plateward. Flamed on the bottom of the zone for strike two. So that evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vieira looking to avoid his first strikeout of the game. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. More low heat that time from Pollard. Vieira went reaching for it, and that's the second out of the inning.
And with that strikeout, just considering the low offense numbers through this game, that might be Vieira's last time at the plate, which would make this his first game as a starter where he has not recorded a hit. He has reached twice on 2 walks, but has not reached on a hit.
Hines came up to the plate, and it looks like he might have gotten intentionally walked, and that's the case. So Hines is going to trot over towards first. He's been given the intentional base on balls. That's his 3rd time on the base paths today. Puts runners on first and second. And a pinch hitter in for Jacob Christian as Brady Day, a guy who had struggled a little bit to start this season, but maybe had a breakout yesterday, who was tremendously clutch, reaching bases last 3 times up to the dish. Brady Day pinch hitting for Jacob Christian. First and second, 2 outs for the Kansas State Wildcat in the top of the 8th. First pitch today, up high for ball 1. Day yesterday had a single in the 7th, a double, and a run scored in the 9th when YD would score 4 to tie it, and then walked as part of a 1-run 10th to walk it off. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Right down the heart of the plate for strike 1.
Yeah, yesterday was probably Day's best day at the plate and came up big when it was really needed most in those later innings.
Long look at second, now the 1-1 deal. Low and in for ball 2. Day swinging maroon bat from the lefty box, righty on lefty. It's Pollard. Sets back up just above the belt. The 2-1 pitch sails high for ball 3. And Day in full command of this at-bat. Jacob Jenkins Cowart on deck for the Red Sox. 3 balls and 1 strike to Brady Day. The lift, Pollard delivers. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him, and that fills the count with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Will be off with the pitch. Full count, 2 outs in the top of the 8th. YD looking to add to a 2-0 lead. Pollard looking to give his team a chance with just 6 outs remaining on the offensive side. Here comes the payoff. Swing and a ball hit towards shallow left, racing in on it. Austin diving, a catch made by his shortstop, Green, who tripped over him. And he's reaching up and showing the umpire he has the ball. Green came out of nowhere to go back and make that catch, and that retires the side. Both are slow to get up, and they will both get some medical attention. But that ends the top of the 8th. We'll step aside while they look at both of those guys. That's a heck of a catch by Peyton Green to end the top of the 8th as YD strands 2. Still 2-0 Red Sox. We head to the home half when we come back. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Trevor Warner.
Bottom of the 8th inning, some good news to report that Trevor Austin was able to get up and get off the field with some help following that scary collision. First pitch on the way, misses outside to Trevor Warner, who shows bunt. We got a new pitcher on the mound. Blake Ida takes the ball for YD in relief after a stellar relief appearance by Sawyer Hawks. 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 pitch. Clips the bottom of the zone for strike one. YD out in front. Trevor Warner is 0 for 3. He's made some nice plays, though, over there at third base in the field. Righty on righty here. The 1-1 snapped home. Swing and a miss from Ida. He's got it at 1-2. Warner has popped out and flown out in his last 2 at-bats. Leaning back in the box a bit. The 1-2 offering. Sinks down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some defensive changes to go over for YD. RJ Austin has come out of the game. He's replaced by Nathan Archer in left. Dub Gleed moves over to first from second base. 2-2 in. Beat into the ground. Coming up the middle off the side of the mound. It's picked up by Day. Throws to first, and Gleed with the nice scoop. Freshly over there at first base for out number 1. The other change to go over was that Brady Day had taken Gleed's spot at second base, and the two connect for the first out of the bottom of the 8th inning.
Very nice grab from Gleed at first. That ball kind of slowed up in the grass, was moving slowly. Day threw out of the slot, bounced on the ground. Gleed picked it up for out number 1. Strong defense from YD today so far.
First pitch drops low and away to Jaime Ferrer, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch. He's made it as far as anyone for Brewster up to third base, but has not scored. 1-0. Jammed foul on the right side. Ball and a strike. Blake Ida, the Kennesaw State Owl, on the mound after pitching 2/3 of an inning in his first 2 outings, including one against Brewster, in which he gave up 2 runs that were both unearned. 1-1 pitch. Flared foul on the right side. That's going to get out of play. Coming off his longest appearance of the season back on June 18th, 5 days ago, a 4-inning performance where he gave up 1 unearned run against Falmouth. He's given up 3 runs this year. None of them have been earned. 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Ida is the most used pitcher out of the bullpen for YD and has really earned that spot. He's been so solid up on the mound, kind of turning into a pseudo closer of sorts, but also came in long relief.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got Ferrer to chase away from him. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. For YD pitching, that's their 13th. And there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th as Brewster's down to their final 4 outs. Ike Irish coming back up. He's got 1 of the Whitecaps' 4 hits. Righty on lefty to the Auburn Tiger. The first pitch to Irish. Low and away for ball 1. Irish has 2 strikeouts bookending his single. 1-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He foul tipped it back into the glove of Dykstra for strike 1. In fact, Ferrer, Irish, and Green, who are batting 4, 5, 6 in the lineup, each have a strikeout in the 2nd, strikeout in the 6th, and reach base down the middle in the 4th. 1-1, here it comes. Bounce down low, nearly hit him on the foot, but does not, just evades him. Instead, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Irish trying to spur up a late rally for his team as Brewster looks to avoid continuing to skid down the East Division standings. The 2-1 from Ida, here it comes. Breaking ball outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Irish, another generational ball player. His father, Jeff, played in the Blue Jays organization back in the day.
The 3-1 pitch in there for strike 1. Threw his bat aside rather emphatically. That ball clipped the corner, but he's a left-handed swinger, so he 2-hand threw that bat across the plate, right in the home plate umpire's face over towards his dugout. And now, if it's anywhere close, you have to swing. Here comes the 3-2. And it misses low for ball 4. That's a dangerous take after you've kind of showed up the umpire a little bit, but it is the right call to put Ike Irish aboard there. That pitch missed below the zone.
I'm a little speechless at the events I just witnessed because that pitch was so close to the zone. It really could have been called either way, right at the knees, but Irish kind of gets away with one. He's standing on first.
So that extends the 8th inning, and Peyton Green now at the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk. Green's first pitch, fouled back. Feels like YD is holding on to this game rather tightly, but it's just 2-0. The tying run is at the plate right now. And with just 4 outs left, Brewster looking to just get something on the board. Ida out of the stretch, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Clean fastball by him there for strike 2.
This game so far has been very different than their first matchup. In that one, YD went up quickly 5-1. Brewster came back, tied it up 6 apiece, and then YD put 2 on and ended up winning 8-6.
0-2. Down low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Closed that one out with some innings of shutout pitching to come away with the win, but this one has been really all about the pitching from the get-go.
13 strikeouts for YD pitching and a shutout so far. The 1-2. Reached for and poked out right side. Coming back on it, Day leaps up and makes the catch from second base in the shallow outfield. And that retires the side. So a 2-out base runner for Brewster, but they cannot find the scoreboard still as we head to the 9th. It's 2-0 YD here on the Cape League Broadcast Network. The Armageddon Red Sox want to thank Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists for sponsoring this broadcast. Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists provide premier emergency and specialty care for your beloved companions. They are located in Dennis and Buzzards Bay and are open 24 hours a day. We're here in the 9th inning. It's 2-0 YD. Jacob Jenkins-Coward faces a new pitcher as Rocco Reed, the lefty from Clemson, takes the mound for the Whitecaps. First pitch from Reed on the way. Finds the bottom part of the zone for strike one. So Pollard out of the bullpen goes 3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, but 2 runs off it. It was the 2-run shot, 0-1. Swinging a bumper foul. And it's 0-2 to Jenkins. Coward, who's looking for his first hit, he's 0 for 3. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts for Pollard.
Reed plays at Clemson. The lefty hurler was 0-1 on the season with an 8.1 ERA.
0-2, and called strike 3 against Jenkins Coward. So Reed comes in and sits down the first hitter that he faces off with. And there's one gone here in the top of the 9th. Reed with a 7.71 ERA through 4 2/3 so far this season. That was just his second strikeout. Enzo Apodaca at the plate shows bunt. The first pitch sails up high for ball 1.
Reed came in mostly in relief. He started twice for Clemson, but only 16.2 innings pitched in 16 appearances.
The 1-0, Apodaca fouls it sharply back and into the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike with the bases empty, 1 out. YD in front by 2, just 4 hits aside from the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a high hopper foul right behind the plate, 1-2. Apodaca choking up on the bat. Lefty on lefty here in the 9th. Bottom of the order for YD. Apodaca hitting in the 7 hole. 1-2 deal. Bouncer up the middle over the head of a leaping Reed. Fielded over at short. The throw on to first is not in time from Green. And it's an infield single that Apodaca legs out his 2nd of the game.
Really hard contact into the ground. Reminds me of a slap hit in softball, but Apodaca pops that one over Reed, and the speed really got taken off of it. Green came charging in, tried to make the throw out of the slot, but Apodaca has some speed that we've seen in the outfield, now seeing it on that infield single.
Dub Gleed at the plate with a runner on first, 1 away. Now out of the stretch, Reed gives home. high and outside. Tibbetts over to it to put the squeeze on it behind the plate for ball one. Sky beginning to darken as we're here in the 9th inning. First of 2 straight road games for the YD Red Sox. 1-0 pitch. Gleed sharply grounds this one up the middle. It comes up on the shortstop Green, and he's got no play. He had it lined up with his glove, and it just ticked off something and caught him up in the chest. So we'll wait on scorer's decision of that one, but that'll put runners on first and second with still 1 out. It is ruled an error, the first of the game.
It'd be pretty hard not to call that one an error. Right over at second, really should have been a double play, all things considered. Instead, to a board. Still just 1 out.
Will King pinch hitting for Connor Dykstra at the plate, who ends his day 0 for 2. First and second, and the pitch. King pops it up behind home and out of play. King was one of the top 10 expected batting average players in the Cape Cod Baseball League as of yesterday. Catcher out of Eastern Kentucky, coming off the bench in a pretty big spot. 0-1, here it comes. Misses just atop the zone, 1 ball, 1 strike. King has converted on 2 clutch pinch hit opportunities for the Red Sox already this season, batting .343 through the early part of the year. Reed is set up from the bump, looks home, the 1-1, sinks down low for ball 2. King is still swinging the bat that his team issued to all the players here. Said he's got some new bats on the way that were supposed to arrive today, but he doesn't have them. I don't know if he wants to change bats, though, the way he's been swinging the one he has now. The 2-1 to him. This one hit well, deep left center field, going back Tibbs in the gap at the wall. He's called off by center fielder Turner, who makes the catch for out number 2. Both runners stay put on first and second. It's another loud out by this YD batting order.
That one really loud off the bat, but just hung up there for a little too long. Didn't travel as far as I thought it might just before the fence. The catch was made 2 down in the top of the 9th.
So now Nathan Archer strides in, hitting in the spot of R.J. Austin, who he came in for as a defensive substitution in the bottom of the last inning. R.J. Austin finishes the day 1 for 3. First and second, 2 gone in the 9th. The first pitch misses outside for ball 1. Archer repping the Bowling Green Falcons with the orange arm sleeve on his left arm.
Austin starting up a nice little hit streak of his own, at least 1 through his first 3 games here on the Cape.
Lefty on lefty here to the .346 hitter Nathan Archer. 1-0. Swinging a foul ball back into the fence. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We've seen Archer hit for power and lay down some clutch bunts. He has the speed, also has 2 home runs on the season.
Was tied for the team lead with Hunter Hines until that team lead was broken by Hines with his 2-run shot that stands as the only runs of this game. The 1-1 pitch taken at the top part of the zone for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nathan Archer. Scott Pickler gives a sign to his base runners over at third. First and second, 2 outs. YD in front by 2 in the top of the 9th. Archer not choked up much on the bat. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rocco Reed works around a couple of base runners in the top of the 9th and hangs a 0, giving his team a chance as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-0 Red Sox. Last chance at the plate for Brewster when we come back. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. 3 outs stand between YD and a second straight win. The Red Sox lead 2-0 over the Brewster Whitecaps here on the road. Bottom of the order coming up for Brewster. James Tibbs, who came up his last time as a pinch hitter, struck out swinging, will get his first look against Blake Ida, who's aiming for the 6-out save. Ida into the wind, the first offering. Clips the inside corner for strike one. Sawyer Hawks currently in line for the win, but this game can change quickly. The 0-1 pitch flared back into the screen. 0-2. A walk and a home run was all it took to give YD a 2-0 lead. That's where we stand now. The 0-2. In there, strike three. 3-pitch strikeout, an ideal start to the 9th inning for Blake Ida. 14th K by YD pitching this evening.
The second baseman from Boston College, number 11,
Vince Cimini has had about as much success as anybody else in the Brewster lineup. He's 1 for 2, the first pitch to him. In there for a strike. He walked his last time up. Righty on righty here. Ida working from the wind, long hold, now he leans back and knots. The 0-1 pitch, sinks down low. 4-1. Will King now behind the plate for Miami, for YD after coming in the last inning. 1-1 is fouled back. Goodness, he talked muscle memory. That was a horrible slip up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. King behind the plate for Dykstra after he pinch hit for him. The nod, the 1-2 pitch from Ida. Called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from Blake Ida to start off this 9th inning. And Brewster's down to their final out just like that.
Blake Ida is nothing but confidence on the mound right now. He's rung up 2 in a row.
number 39.
Just so in control of his placement, really working around the zone, hasn't left anything over the plate.
Mason White, the final chance for the Whitecaps. First pitch to him. Way up high and away for ball 1. White came on as a pinch runner in the 5th and then got an at-bat in the 7th. He reached on a fielder's choice. Ida into the wind. The 1-0 pitch. In there on the outer half for strike 1.
It was a fielder's choice that really he should have been out at first on, but his incredible speed up the line beat out the throw from Vieira.
1-1. Lined out towards right field. Coming over on it. Apodaca's there, and he makes the catch. And the ball game is over. YD needs just one swing of the bat to pick up the victory on the road, and the Red Sox win their 2nd straight as they improve to 7-4-1 and could be as high as the division lead by the end of the night. So YD with the win has their 2nd in a row. The team will be back in action tomorrow in a 5:30 start on the road against the Harwich Mariners. For Brewster, the skid continues. They've lost 4 straight. They fall to 4-6-2 and continue to stay winless in the East Division as they are now 0-5-1 against in-division opponents. Perri, this was a game that was all about the pitching for YD. They had a whole lot of strikeouts in this one. That was what it's about. Sawyer Hawks is going to get the win. That's not to discount at all what the starting pitcher did in his first appearance, Jackson Kent. Blake Ida doing Blake Ida things, getting the save out of the bullpen.
Absolutely, Luke. 15 total strikeouts out of 27 possible outs. This one was a pitching duel won by YD, but most importantly, no errors on the board for YD. Just their 2nd game out of these first 12 with no errors on the scoreboard. And after the last 2 days, it's so important to come in here today. There were some incredible plays made in the field. That last one from Day diving over at 2nd, one from Austin out in left field. So YD just looked really solid in the field today. At the plate, they struggled a little bit. They did put up 5 hits, not so bad, but for a team averaging just about 10, not their best day at the plate, but certainly not their worst. An all-around good performance, I would say, for this team that now heads into their 2nd game of a stretch on the road versus Harwich tomorrow.
YD will be in action against Harwich tomorrow. This is the first time that the Red Sox have shut out an opponent this season. And so YD looking to carry that momentum into a 5:30 start against the Mariners. Another in-division game, a crucial one for YD that we will carry for you right here on the Cape League Broadcast Network tomorrow evening. Winning pitcher in this one is Sawyer Hawks. He went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, of course no runs, with the complete shutout, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts for the man out of Air Force and transferring to Vanderbilt. Blake Ida picks up the save, going 2 innings clean, no hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts for the Kennesaw State Owl. And for Brewster, it is Davin Pollard that picks up the losing decision. 2 runs off 5 hits, no errors for the Red Sox, no runs off 4 hits, and 1 error for the Whitecaps. And that'll wrap things up here from Stony Brook Field on this Friday evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. We hope to see you tomorrow. Once again, 5:30 start between the Red Sox and the Mariners. Coverage will begin around 5:15 from White House Field. For my partner Perri, Kitei, our entire crew at the YD Red Sox, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Final score in this one, YD 2 and Brewster 0.